When you reach your 30s and 40s, there are times when you suddenly stop and think, actually, there's something I want to do. But it's probably too late to start over from scratch now. I have a family, and I don't have the courage to give up my current job. I don't have enough time, money, or energy. The older you get, the heavier reality becomes than your dreams. You use that reality as an excuse to suppress your feelings. Regrets lurking somewhere in your heart. If only I had taken that step then. I wish I had tried it after all. That's right, you only live once. The regret of not doing something will stay with you for much longer than the regret of failing. Age is just a number. It's never too late to change your life. For example, KFC is world famous for its fried chicken. Its founder, Colonel Sanders, started his franchise business at the age of 65. From a young age, he had worked countless jobs, including selling tires, selling insurance, working as a sailor, and managing a gas station. Most of these ended in failure, and it was never smooth sailing. He finally managed to run a stable restaurant, but road development reduced traffic and he had to close it. All he was left with was his small pension and his fried chicken recipe. But he didn't stop there. He loaded a pressure cooker and spices into his car and went to each restaurant, bowing and asking them to put his chicken on the menu. But he was turned down 1,009 times. But he continued, and eventually the first franchise store was opened, and KFC expanded across the US just before he turned 70. It became a brand beloved around the world. Far from being too late for him, his real life had just begun. I'd like to introduce another person. Yoko Shibata, a Japanese brand producer. She originally worked as a secretary for a restaurant management company. But at one point, she began to think, I want to do a job where I can change the world with my own sensibilities, not just follow instructions. From there, she began to study planning and producing. Creating company materials, proposing store concepts, coming up with ideas for menu names. Even if her boss didn't ask her to, she would stay up every night thinking on her own and making suggestions. Little by little, her efforts were recognized, and she was eventually entrusted with building brands for major corporations. Today, she is a top professional involved in branding for well-known companies such as Shiseido, ANA, and Starbucks. No experience, no educational background, no qualifications. None of that mattered. All she had was the desire to try it and the strength to believe in herself. What they both had in common was that they never told themselves, it's too late or it's impossible anyway. You can rewrite your life at any age. These are proof of that. What you need now is not talent or environment. Just one small step. It's easy to list reason not to do it. Find reason to take a step anyway. Research it. Talk about it. Write it down. No matter how small it may be, if you take action, your future will change. You can worry after you do it. You can think after you act. Your life can start now. You can still make it in time. In fact, now is your youngest day. You can start your life over again as many times as you want. Your step can become someone's hope.